Hannah Clubley here from Student Music Network, and for this week's Access All Areas interview, I'm joined with the lovely Mimi Webb. How are you doing?
I'm good, thank you. How are you doing?
I'm so good, thank you. Can't wait to chat all about your latest album. Thank you for joining me. First of all, congratulations on the new release.
Thank you so much. Oh, I can't believe we're here. Like, it's just crazy. I
How does it feel having another album out in the world
think
again?
it's kind of like the emotional moment of like, oh my gosh, like all that work and those kind of, it's like years as well. This has taken me, is now finally out. And I think it just feels so rewarding, powerful, emotional, but like just so grateful. Um, and I think, yeah, that's kind of really how it feels for me right now. And I feel like this album really is breaking that fourth wall and just being so much more vulnerable than I ever have before. And that really feeds my soul when I'm open and honest. Like surface level just doesn't do it for me. Um, so being able to really dive in, it's just like it just really mentally helps me and being able to see everyone else connect to it also makes me feel just so much less lonely and it's just like a big happy family.
Yeah, I love that. I love that. And the album is called Confessions. So, what is the meaning of the project for you?
Just the honesty, really, like the confessions, kind of finally being open, being like, not everything's perfect as much as the last few years have just been incredible. There's also been lots of ups and downs. And I feel like when we end the album with confessions, it kind of really concludes the whole album of confessing, finally saying like those late night hours when I'm sitting there overthinking, like on my own, it's tough, but then there's also the really powerful beauty in it of like all these songs are so leveled up and it's like I've evolved. I'm so much, I'm older. I feel more confident. I feel more powerful as a woman. I feel sexier. And I think there's also that to it. So it's kind of like all of these like unexpected kind of events kind of mushed into one kind of piece of work. And I think that for me means just pure growth and just gratitude, to be honest.
I guess it's quite nice to have that like body of work that you can kind of keep track of how far you've come with it. And yeah, it must be quite cool that you can use music to do that.
Oh my God, I love it. Like, I think that's the thing, being able to, yeah, being able to like dive into music and it's so therapeutic, like you feel like you're doing something not just for yourself, but just for people, people that can have it to listen to and when they're feeling like they're in a dark place and we all kind of just band together and it makes you feel so much less lonely, especially with social media these days where everything looks perfect. It's kind
Yeah.
of just that kind of that curtain that's being pulled across, which I really love. And I feel like that this album really does that. I feel like I love being able to jump in with it, like my go, my turn, like the pendulum swinging my way this time, like kind of I loved starting it that way because it just got such a bop, like it's such a vibe. So I think I love that. But then also wanted to dive into the emotion quite soon in as well, because a lot of this album is about, you know, my family kind of separating and splitting up and both all of us kind of finding our own meanings in life and it's scary when that happens because as a kid you always think you'll have that base, that safe zone, that safe
Mm.
space, and then when it kind of gets taken away it's like it can be really scary. So yeah, I do feel like that you don't look at me same just goes right and dives straight into that emotion and that kind of that sadness of it. And again, that is a confession, that is me being really honest and vulnerable and raw. So I feel I just really love being able to dive into that.
And what song on the record do you find the most healing for you and why?
I think Confessions, like that one really, I've never wrote a song that's genuinely just about myself and how I've been feeling. So I feel like that's something I can listen to and I'm like, oh my God, I'm so happy I've been able to put it into a song, into words and release it. It makes me feel like I'm releasing those emotions within myself. So being able to conclude the album with that song, that's like the confession, that's like the crux of it all. Like that's that, when you're in therapy and they're like, but what does that mean? But what is it? But what is it? And it's like, where does that come from? All these kind of dots and connections. And that song really is the epitome of it all, like the crux of it all.
I guess it's like the perfect way to end it then, because it's like you're taking listeners through a complete journey from like start to end of the album, and then like you said, you reach that final point, and it's like, yeah,
Yeah.
like.
Yeah, exactly. 100%. Oh, so rewarding.
And in terms of the creative process, what was it like actually getting in the studio and writing this body of work? I know you split your time between London and LA, right? How did that contribute to the songwriting process as well?
Um, that was so great because I got to really change the environment. I got to get away from everything going on at home. Like I just got to be me and really in the Mimi zone, like the Mimi mode, I call it, where it's just kind of like me, my music. And that's why people go away on camps and stuff, just to get away from it all and to be able to really just dive in. So being able to go to LA is literally what that feels like for me. So yeah, I just feel like, Confessions, being able to do a lot of that in LA has brought this kind of, it's even brought a bit of like that Hollywood sadness to it as well, like that undercover darkness, that raw darkness that's kind of there. I feel like that's also very much within the album.
And you've spoken about experimenting with R&B a little bit on this album, which is an exciting new avenue for you. What made you want to kind of switch up your style this time?
So I actually didn't mean to. Like I didn't mean to. It was so much experimenting, but I loved the songs. And they're pop songs, but being able to, yeah, dive into that R&B and get that out, like, was awesome. Um, and I think that made me realize, like, wait, I don't have to just be one thing. I really can dive into other avenues, and my voice does go there. It can go there, and my melodic, like ideas do naturally go to those kind of notes, and it does really go down that kind of road. So that was really cool. And I think that was also another thing where I was like, whoa, I didn't know I could do that. And that was a really like great, like lovely, nice surprise. So yeah, so that's gonna be fun to dive into a bit more for the next album, honestly.
It's very exciting.
Thank
And you
you.
collabed with Meghan Trainor as well. How did that come about and how was writing with her?
Oh my God, that was awesome. She's so great. Like, she's been in this industry for so many years. So being able to just be really inspired by her and watch how she does her craft, I think that was so awesome. And it being my first collab, I couldn't have asked for anything better.
That is quite a collab to like start with, isn't it?
Yeah. Honestly, it was iconic. I remember when all About That Bass dropped.
Yeah.
Um, and I remember being like 13, 14. So it's crazy
Wow.
to then be doing that now.
I feel like you two as artists, though, your energy and your style like matches each other so well. So to come together and produce a track, it's like always going to be good, you know?
Well, thank you. I appreciate that. No, honestly, we really get on, and we love that song. We both adore it.
As we said, it's such a personal release. Do you have a favorite lyric off the record as a whole that's like really stuck with you?
Had enough of your family crossing T's for your daddy, I think for me is a lyric that I'm so fun like sorry, I shouldn't say, but I'm so happy to have released because it was about a real like that whole song's about a whole relationship that was just like crazy. So
Mhm.
being able to write that lyric was ballsy, scary for sure, but I needed to do that. That was something that was like part of my story that had to be told,
Yeah.
especially part of that story. So I think that's something that always like I just get a bit of like adrenaline and excitement over because it's so bitter. Yeah.
Now it's out in the world.
Out there, go play it.
Do you have a memory from the album as a whole that has really stuck with you when you were writing it? Whether it's from like the songwriting or even from the shoots for the album or anything that you kind of was like, this is a really special moment.
Um, I think it's just I think it was seeing the creative come together. I think that was really amazing because even from the first album, like seeing the beauty, like seeing how different they are, it's literally like light and dark. Like there's kind of like, it's like the life, like kind of like the good fairy and the bad fairy, just with how moody the new album artwork is, and then how like happy and pink and bright the first one is. So I
Yeah.
think it was really cool to kind of, but then again, I was like, that's me though.